Into the game with one emphasis on the third quarter.
Yeah.
Just what 21 in the third. Would you feel like maybe they get better or improve upon it?
Well, the pick and roll defense was pretty good tonight. We just wanted to give Simons different looks. But for the most part, we just wanted to get the ball out of his hands. You know, he had like 11 points in the first part of the first quarter. And then after that, we started to get in his face a little bit more in the coverages. And then the backside, which is what we have focused on the last couple of days, was at a really high level. But a lot of it was just will. Like the last play at the end of the second quarter, Jay's defense on the ball at the end of the clock, like that was what it was all night. Like guys just guarding the ball, having the will and toughness to keep the ball in front and being able to make a play. So it's just one of those games that for me as a coach, we saw a high level of carryover from the practice and shoot around into the game. And that's what you want to see from your team, especially when you lose 2 games in a row.
What do you think of playing overall, getting back after
just his burst. You know, he's got a different speed and ability to get into the paint and agitate. He can find guys. It was just good to have another ball handler on the floor. And it just settles our team. In many ways, it settles the rotation. And his juice is something that, we saw in the bubble when we first got him, that it was a difference maker for us. And he was talking on defense, and it was just good to have him back out there. And Cam brings a level of energy to the team that's really good for us.
It seems like he's able to find the opposite field. I mean, like a moment, like a transition.
Yeah.
Is that something that he just grown into that, or is that something he had right from the beginning?
Man, he's had a chance to. I think there are times when you have an injury, there's a lot of processing going on. You see yourself out there making plays with your game the way it is, but then you start to grow as you watch someone like Chris Paul, and you can add some things to your game. I've heard that, he was having a lot of conversations with the players, but in particular Chris, about making those reads. And some of it we try to set up, but for the most part, you have to have the ability to, make the read, shot, roll, or the backside offensive player who can shoot the ball. And thought he did a pretty decent job of that tonight, making those reads.
Without Chris and Ben, how big of an achievement is it to get 32 assists?
Yeah.
Guys like Cam and Aaron sort of break down the defense initially.
It was one of the keys we talked about in the locker room, to be able to get 32 assists. And then you couple that with the attention to the third quarter defense. I thought that was big time for us. I thought we played in 0.5 well tonight. And then when teams are playing zone that many possessions, it can stagnate you. But the one thing we talked about in the pregame was not allowing the zone to slow us down. I thought we did a decent job after about the 4th or 5th possession of zone of just getting the ball from side to side. And obviously guys have to knock down shots.
Speaking of that, Cam knocked down shots. What else did he give you? It seemed like, coming off the bench, he made the right passes all the time. He did a little bit of everything.
It still doesn't have enough shots for me. I mean, Cam in 24 minutes should probably be in the double digits with his shots. I mean, we should just have like a campaign for Cam Johnson to shoot more. I think it's maybe they sell shots at the lemonade stand they had the other day so he can shoot more in games. We want him to shoot. He's 6'9". He's one of the best shooters in the league. I'd love to see him in double digits with his shot attempts, because we believe he can make most of his shots. But he's trying to make the right plays as far as attacking the basket and finding guys. But there are times where guys are closing him out, but he's so doggone big, he can still get the shot off.
Monty, it's a unique situation because your team is often too unselfish. So in a situation like this, where 2 guys are, did you see guys being more aggressive when they needed to be?
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, but I think aggressive in a positive way, taking what the defense gives them, but also playing within our scheme of 0.5 and paint to great. Like that's who we are. I thought Jay was doing a good job attacking the paint. Cam, Mikal, Landry, it was good to see him playing in 0.5 tonight. We have a let it fly mentality, but it's with a purpose. And, we just want to continue to grow that concept.
You alluded to it earlier, trapping is something you guys have done occasionally.
Yeah. I thought it progressively got better. There were a few times where DA was back and Simons had 11 early. And then once DA got up, then JaVale came in and he got up. We were trying to force them to play on the backside. We just didn't want him to beat us. He's been carving teams up and he's got such deep range. You have to extend that coverage sometimes close to half court. So I thought the backside of the coverage was really good. If you're going to have your guys, if you're going to commit two guys to the ball, the backside of your defense has to shorten the floor as best you can without giving up a dunk.
One of the big tenets of 0.5 is balanced scoring.
Yeah.
6 different guys in double figures.
Yeah.
And 10 scored before the end of the third quarter.
I think that's what we're going to have to do with Chris out and Book, being out is to have, different guys step up in that way. The question before the game was, do you want somebody to do more with those guys out? I think that's how you do it, is the balanced scoring. And I think, that kind of scoring it brings a lot of juice to the team. It's not that, we don't appreciate what Chris and Book bring, but when those guys are out, we need everybody to, in some way, raise their level. They don't have to do it in an extreme way, but having that kind of balanced scoring certainly helps. And it certainly helps with Cam. He helped our bench scoring the other day. The bench scoring didn't look that great.
It's been over a month since you played. I was watching you right before the game and you bouncing around. You out there, very excited to get back out there. What was it like? How did it feel tonight after having not played in so long?
It felt good. Honestly, I was just happy to be out there with my teammates again. Like you said, I was hopping around in warm-ups. I missed that. I had fun. Glad we won. Got the 50 wins. Let's try to push it on up a little bit more.
Coach was saying that he had heard that you did a lot of talking with guys while you were out, especially with Chris. What thing did you pick up just in those conversations that maybe helped you tonight?
We talked a lot about pace. I know starting the game, I know obviously I play really fast. But he was telling me, man, find the in between. It ain't always got to be at 100 miles per hour. You can slow it down. You can get to 50 sometimes. So tonight I just kind of slowed it down sometimes and called some plays, and we actually executed and got some big time buckets.
How much of you improvement finding the opposite guy?
I've gotten better at it. Crazy thing, go back to C. He always told me, man, I don't care about our offense. I just look at the defense. And like a younger me, I was worried about all that. But now, like you said, I find a corner now. That's all I see for real. Just kind of teaching me the game a little bit more. That's really it. I just got to get my rhythm back so that I hit them in the pocket.
I remember when the injury happened, I remember you played through it for a few minutes. And I was just kind of surprised you were out for as long as you were. What was so hard about coming back from the injury, and what was that like?
Honestly, like kind of like falling. I fall all the time. When I had my X-ray, it wasn't no structural damage, so I had to get surgery. But I always felt it still. I kind of still feel it now. But they were really worried about me falling. Because when I heard it, I fell on it kind of awkward. So they just kind of pressed about that. I said I was fine. They gave me the green light to go. And also kind of catching the ball was another thing that was on my checklist to being ready to play. So it's crazy. Last practice, they kind of threw real hard passes at me. Because right after the break was OKC, and we kind of like did 5-on-0. and I really couldn't do it. It was hard kind of catching the ball. But this past week kind of helped me. Now I'm pretty cool.
Did you say you had surgery? Or you did?
I didn't have surgery. No, sir. No, sir. And if I fall, like if I would have came back a little bit early and fell on it, I possibly have been out for the season. So they were just taking as much precaution because we got big goals.
Yeah, even back to a couple of weeks ago, you were out on the floor pregame, just putting in a serious sweat. How important was it for you to say, like, okay, my legs aren't hurt, so I'm going to keep the conditioning where it needs to be?
Oh, for sure. I felt like I've been running cross country. That was one thing I wanted to make sure I kept up, though. My win. It's hard to simulate a game, though. But for the most part, like tonight, I played 20 minutes. I just tried to stay in shape as best as I can, keep my weight at the same weight. I've been doing it, and I'm good.
With your role as a starting point guard tonight, is this one of those nights where like 8 assists was nice for you, but like 32 as a team is the number that really means a lot to you?
Yeah, for sure. Us getting 32 assists is big time. That means we sharing the ball. I like that. I felt like I did a good job with that. I feel like Aaron had 9. Ooh. We was moving the ball, man. We played well tonight. We just gotta keep that going.
Can you speak to the confidence you have once you get a dribble or two in the lane and kick it out, that like the requisite ball movement is gonna come after that?
Oh yeah, that's just kind of like our culture. I think we got one of them. We got a 3-second violation. Man, we were moving that thing. We were so unselfish as a team. Like you said, 32 assists. We did that tonight. Sometimes them type of things happen, but when everybody touch it, everybody feel good. So, they come back and play defense just as hard. And, man, we just keep moving the ball and playing together as a team.
What was it like not having Devin and Chris out?
Kind of weird because it's like, who going to shoot all the shots? But no, for real, it was fine. Obviously, we missed those guys and we want them here. Even for me, I was kind of surprised when I came into the gym and Devin Booker got health and safety protocols. I'm like, oh my God, I thought we were done with this. But it was all good, man. Like I said, we got that next man up mentality and we did our job.
Play, make the right read, and I also know myself too. Know myself pretty well.
What do you feel like in terms of just that third quarter defense? What kicked in for you guys? You feel like
We made things harder on their scorers and tried to make them just have to make plays. And then just effort, energy, attention to detail, attention to the scouting report that started to come together for us.
For both of you guys, how was it having Campaign back on the floor and having this energy back on the floor?
From the get-go, you knew Cam was lit. In the locker room, he had us going and just came out with pace. That's Cam. You just got to run with him, and he got us going early. Everyone early, and him and Holiday. So credit to those guys of just keeping us in rhythm and just keeping us in flow of our offense. But yeah, Cam brought great energy, and he just never brought his momentum down, even though he was missing some shots he can make. But I was telling him, I was like, bro, we up. He's doing a good job. You're finding open looks. Everybody's eating, and it's just, what I'm saying, just first game, man. What I'm saying, not too down on himself.
Deandre, what was it like to have a fourth quarter watching instead of playing?
I thought I was gonna go back in that game. I thought I was gonna go back. And it was fun, to be honest. Knowing that we did what we had to do and we got the job done. But throughout the game, I just felt that we did a great job on the defensive end as well. We had a lot of communication. What we did, I think we got into our offense very early to where, we got what we wanted to open up shooters as well. And, just playing an all-around solid game. We were comfortable the whole time. So, we needed that, coming off 2 losses.
And do you see it as an accomplishment for you guys to get to 32 assists without Chris or Devin?
Yeah, and it's spread out. I mean, Aaron and Payne did a lot of the heavy lifting on that, 9 and 8. So big credit to them. But our assists, everybody kind of was getting in on that action. And guys are moving the ball. And even when the stats don't show specific guys getting assists, there's still key factors in that ball jumping around. And playing out of our secondary breaks and getting into our actions with pace and everybody moving. That's big for this group. Without Chris and Devin. And you can see by the numbers across the board, a lot of guys chipped in that, 10 to 20 range.
PA Monty lets you loose a bit defensively. You guys were trapping. Something you guys turn to every now and then. How did you feel like you guys executed it?
I think me and Mikhail did a good job. You know, Mikhail is out there guarding the best players every night. And, you know, coach, you know, he gave me the green light just to be up the whole night. And, you know, Simmons got going in the first 6 minutes. And, you know, once we figured everything out and we adjusted, we totally negated it. You know, we was in the blitz the whole night. And I was telling coach, I'm good. I do not, you know, need to be, you know, switching on nothing. Just keep me in the blitz and, you know, have the backside rotate. And we did a good job of just communicating and making sure I was in the right place coming out that blitz. So, I mean, Mikhail did a good job as well, just putting pressure on him, man. You know, you don't get enough credit on the simple things like that, but yeah, Mikhail did a great job on that.
With your ability to come around, is that something you feel comfortable with playing those blitz?
Yeah, most definitely. I you know me, I be trying my best to switch out, or if there's anything outside that Payne for a little bit, just to go out on the perimeter to show these guards what's up. I'm doing it. I'm taking it.
What was it like coming in and knowing and finding out that Devin wasn't? Like, what was the initial? It was like, we thought this campaign was just like saying, we thought we were over the COVID.
Yeah, I really thought it was shocked to hear that he was out for that. It was very random. But this team, man, we know how to adjust. I mean, we could be missing anybody on that court. We just always find a way to adjust to, you know, still play Suns basketball on both ends of this floor and just, you know, carry out our culture.
Yeah, the biggest point in that was just hoping he's okay, hoping he can kick it quick and not have to deal with symptoms. Other than that, we'll hold it down from in the meantime. It just, you know, I think everybody's first thought was just his health. We'll hold it down in the meantime.
We've all become a little more liberal, or our circles have widened. You know, it's COVID and we go more places now. Is that on your antenna up on that now? Do you have to change?
It is still up. It's definitely still up because, you know, COVID still does exist and it's still hurting people. But, you know, as I think, I don't know the number, so I can't speak too accurately on this, but there's not as many people in NBA protocols as there was, you know, a little bit earlier. So hopefully as it wanes, it can stay away from the general population and us professional athletes at the same time. And, you know, obviously if things turn worse, then changes will have to be made and we'll have to go back to the way things were just only about a year and a half ago. But as long as everybody can stay healthy, you know, it's always nice to see your family and your friends. So as we stay healthy, that kind of expands a little bit.
So the testing the amount of testing you guys go through for the COVID have reduced, right, since the first of the year. But now that you have a positive guy, you all have to start getting tested every day again.
I'll say the guys that aren't boosted, that haven't got the additional vaccine booster. I'm wrong, all right. It's true, right?
So.
Yeah, because I'm definitely one of those that haven't gotten the booster yet, but you know, I have to test before I, you know, do anything that's team activity or in a facility just to stay on top of things like this.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate the